So y'all think Kiana did it? Let's talk about it. Okay, so y'all remember a couple of episodes ago, Kiana had got a call while she was at work, and she ran in the bathroom, and she had somebody take her mic off, and then she ran in the bathroom. So this episode 14, I think, starts out with her coming out of the bathroom, and she is trying to make it seem like everything's fine, everything's good. Her bosses and her coworker are kind of asking her what happened, and she's telling them and the producer that everything's fine. When she gets home, she immediately tells Demadric to come into the room and take his mic off. Um, so of course, he does it. He obliges. Come to find out from Joella, because I guess she thought we wasn't gonna find out or whatever. Kiana did. Joella tells us that a couple of days ago or weeks ago or whatever, somebody flattened all her tires and wrote "dumb hoe" on the back of her car, on the back window of her car. We see pictures or whatever, and I don't know. I don't know if she did it or not. So Joella pressed charges, and I don't blame her for filing a police report, but giving a name like you saw somebody do it, that's a little different. I don't know. I'm not sure if she did it. I kind of feel like she did do it, but at the same time, you just never know when you got the baby mama drama. So, in the confessional, Kiana is asked if the allegations are true, and she kind of smirks and says, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then somehow from this whole situation, Joella thinks Kiana wants her. She said Kiana wants her just like Demadric wants her. Later on, I don't know how many days have passed, the producers knock on Kiana's door, and Demadric opens, and he's like, y'all come in at your own caution. First time I've heard that one. He was like, she's on one today. So Kiana is walking around with attitude. She was like, she feels like she's the only person who's stressed about this. And if you did it, then you should be the only person stressed about it, because you're the only person that's going to get the consequences. Um, Demadric says he's stressed too. He's feeling, the same stress, because if she does catch a case, he won't be able to live with her. And if they feel like he had something to do with it, he could go back to prison. So he's like, yeah, and I feel like in his mind, he like, so you went over there and did some dumb stuff. Now I have to reap the consequences. Now I can't live here. I got to go back to my dad's house. Or you might be pushing him right into Joella's hands. I'm like, I got a black eye. I got to take my iron. Um, so he's going to go talk to Joella. And Kiana's like, as you should. Now, a few episodes ago, when he was going over there to visit his children, he had a time limit. Now he's going on your behalf. It's like, oh yeah, you need to go talk to her. You need to go over there. She don't care how much how much time it takes this time. So he gets over there, and oh, I'm sorry. Before he leaves, they are talking, and Kiana and Demontra are talking, and she's like, I don't understand why I have to go through all this when I didn't do nothing. He said, oh, so you didn't do it? He even thought you did it. So I don't know. She was like, no, I didn't do it. Did you? Don't deflect, Kiana. Did you go over there and write on that lady's car like that? So Demadric went over to Joella's. These names, I tell you, I'm gonna get it right by the last episode. He goes over to Joella. She's taking stuff out of her car for her business. She got like these Amazon boxes and stuff she's taking. So he starts helping her unload it. They get in the car. I mean, he was like, this must cost a lot. She was like, not as much as them tires. So they go in the house, and he's trying to say something without saying something. He's like, you saying your tires are slashed, and then a detective called Kiana talking about vandalism. So he was like, they didn't say nothing else, but I'm putting two and two together. And he was like, I'm trying to see if you called the police on her. And Joella was like, So they're going back and forth. He's like, you didn't have to get the police involved and da 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 and going on and on. And at the end of the conversation, he was pretty much like, if I give you the $600 that you had to pay for your tires, would that resolve the issue? And she was like, I don't know, you got to give me the money first. I'm like, I know that's right, Joelle. I hope and pray that she did not do this on her own and then try to make trouble for these people, because karma, oh Lord, when she come back around, honey, don't do it. Some kind of way they get into a little back and forth, and she brings up the birthday party. She says, don't bring her to my baby's birthday party. So he leaves at the house. He's angry, and this man said, oh, I wish I could have chosen another baby mama. Sir, you could have. You could have. Yeah, this was a choice you made. Brooke and JK. Brooke is trying to get a hold of JK because they are supposed to be going to get the blood test, the blood pregnancy test, to find out if she's actually having a baby. But he's ignoring her. She's trying to, I guess, I don't know. She had 6 pregnancy tests, 2 positive, 4 negative, I believe, something like that. So she's not absolutely sure. She can't get him, so she called her mom, and she was like, I'm scared of needles. Can you go with me? Mom was like, okay, I'll be over there. Mom pulls up with her sister's, with Brooke's sister's baby in the car with her. I'm like, y'all getting on this lady nerve. That's why she was so devastated, because she know if you have another baby, it's going to fall on her. I'm not going to be that kind of grandma. I can tell you that. I will babysit. I'll watch them while you and your people go out and have a good time. But yeah, y'all gonna have to be able to afford some daycare, because when I retire, I'm not gonna be that grandma. I'm not. Mm-mm. You know what? I can't even say that because my mom was that mom, but she still worked. But when she got out, she picked her up from daycare. Mm, I don't know. But I'm not gonna keep doing it. Like, you're not gonna keep putting kids on me. That first one, I know I'm gonna be in love with it, but you're not about to keep putting kids on me. Anyway, um, they go to the doctor, and well, they're on the way to the doctor, and mom pretty much expresses that she thinks he's using, and it's the same way with Brooke's brother. And with Brooke seeing her brother go through all the changes he went through, I don't know why she chose an addict. Um, she calls him again while they're in the car, and they let us see him ignore it. He was like, I don't feel like dealing with that right now. He clicks the off button. He ain't doing it. I will say he does look a little crackish though. Um, when he was in the car and when he was ignoring her call, he did look a little crackish. I don't know, something about him, his skin color, something has changed, and not in a good way. He says he has a job. He just bought a new truck, and he's off the ankle monitor. But he does mention that the temptation is still there, but he's trying to lay low. He don't look like he's been laying low. He look like he's been laying real high. He then pulls up to his ex's house, Alex, and as soon as he gets in there, she's like, I got something to tell you, and he takes his mic off. We go back to Brooke. She's leaving the doctor's office, and she tries to call him again. He does not answer. Producers asked JK what Alex had to tell him, and he was like, no, that's some stuff is just between me and her, and some stuff, he don't want to let us know. Brooke pulls up to her house, her and her mom, and Bonnie is there. Bonnie is getting the rest of her stuff because Brooke put her out when she told JK that Brooke didn't have a job. So Bonnie said she's tired of being in the middle of them, and she don't even regret moving out. So, Brooke's coming at her with an attitude or whatever. She then tells Brooke that Alex, JK's ex, just miscarried his child. And Brooke is acting like she don't believe it or whatever. So she pulled up the hospital thing and was like, no, she really did have a miscarriage. So Brooke was like, I'm not saying she wasn't pregnant. I'm just saying how you know it's my man's, because she was cheating on him. And he was cheating on you. That's how we know. Um, so Brooke was like, well, when did you find out about this? And she was like, yesterday. And she was like, you just telling me? Girl, you put her out. She was trying to find somewhere to live, find another job. Like, what? I don't know. That kind of got on my nerves. You expecting a lot from somebody that you put out and you swear you don't mess with. And you got mad at her for telling your stuff, but you want her to tell you other people's stuff. So Brooke leaves her or whatever, and she calls Kathy, who's JK's mom, and she was like, I need to talk to you because, JK won't answer. She pulls up to Kathy's job and tells her that, her pregnancy test should be back tomorrow. I don't know why I thought that was instant. I thought they could tell right away through your blood if you're pregnant. I didn't know that had to be sent off to the lab. But I don't know. I haven't been pregnant in a very, very, very long time. But she also tells Kathy about Alex's miscarriage. Kathy then pulls up a phone because she pulls up a video. She was like, yeah, because I'm kind of worried about him. Something's going on with him. JK is on her phone. I guess I don't know if it's a Ring camera or if she sat there and recorded him, but he is high as he can be. He is high out of his mind, and he's like spitting this gibberish. You can't really tell what he's trying to say. So Kathy expresses that her biggest fear is having to bury her son. Now Brooke wants to meet up with Alex because she acting like she want to see what's going on. Because she was like, well, would Alex have something to do with this? Alex can't make that grown man get high. So now she wants to meet with Alex. And she's trying to make it seem like she's wanting to meet up to check on JK as far as his using goes. But I feel like she just want to know if that was his baby. If she want to know about the miscarriage, if he's been cheating, if they've been seeing each other this whole time. Will and Courtney. She is cruising through the streets with Mark, complaining about Will and the fact that she can't go see her mom because she has warrants in the state or the city where her mom is. I think she's in Washington. She can't go there because she has warrants for um, Grand Theft Auto, stealing cars. After her sponsor got her a temporary space to live, Mark offers his place. And of course she declined. She was like, no. She was like, every time I move in with a man, they expect something more. Mark's like, I'm not asking you to get in my bed. I just, I'm trying to save you some rent money. You have your own room. Da, da. She was like, no, I can't live with you. So, um, Mark drops her off and he gives her $60. In her confessional, she says she hates relying on men for money. And I'm like, do you really? Because every time I turn around, you got your hand out asking these men for money. Bless her little heart. On the other side, Will is headed to a divorce attorney, and Courtney is. Oh, this is sometime later. Courtney, I took notes, y'all, but anyway, she is getting picked up by an old friend by the name of Mac. It's a female who is taking her to move into her new place that Mark got her. So the sponsor got her a temporary place, and then Mark ended up having to get her another place. And she hates relying on men now, but but okay. Um, she has one suitcase to go move into this place. Must be nice. Courtney looks really high in her confessional. She was talking about how Will broke up with her. She was like, but it hurts. Like, damn, yeah. She just looks so high and sleepy and tired. Um, Back over there with Will, the attorney, is asking him questions like, how long were you married? He said 6 weeks. The attorney's like, that's really short. What happened? He gets to telling the attorneys that she had these sugar daddies. She's still talking to him, and he ain't gonna be able to deal with that. And he was like, "Am I gonna have to pay alimony?" So the attorney was like, "No, you probably not gonna have to pay alimony after 6 weeks." But he told him for something like this, the retainer would be 5,000. Will was like, "Oh, is there any way I can like DIY this?" The attorney was like, "All we can do is download the forms. You can fill them out and file them yourself." So that's probably the best option for him. I wouldn't want to pay $5,000 either. So back over with Courtney. Um, she's telling Mac about all her problems with Will, and Courtney was like, "You just need to be with a woman." I don't think I don't think that's the end all be. I don't think that's gonna solve all her problems. Courtney says her and Mac messed around in prison, but they were never together. She asks Mac to take her to the pawn shop before they go to the new place. And they pull up to the pawn shop, and Courtney kisses Mac in the mouth. And then she's like, "Oops, I forgot. We're still recording. It's too late now, honey. You knew they was going to put that in there." So Courtney's in the pawn shop trying to pawn this ring. And the lady tells her that it's costume jewelry. This is the ring that Will gave her, her engagement ring. It's costume jewelry, and she can give her $6 for. Courtney says that made her feel like she's not worthy of a real ring. And I'm like, are you worthy of it if you were going to just pawn it anyway? She steps outside to call her mom to ask for money. And her mom was like, "That's the only time you call me. You call me when you need something. I can't keep bailing you out. I'm not sending you no money." She's like, "Well, thanks, Mom." She hang up the phone with her. She get on the phone and call somebody else. They don't disclose who it is immediately. And she gets right to it, just begging for money. "Hey, I miss you too. Can I have some money?" That's pretty much what she said. That person's going to send her some money. They didn't say how much. Will has the paperwork. He's packing. He's getting ready to go to Portland where Courtney is so that he can get her to sign the papers. We move on to Troy and Zaria. I don't know what I was about to call her. She says she feels more like a girlfriend than a wife, and um, she has no say so. Troy's in the car like he wishes he can be in both places at one time. He wishes he can be in Syracuse with Zaria and in Buffalo with his family, but he can't. So he's in the car heading to see my fave, which is Karen. I like Karen because she is authentically who she is all the time. There's no smoke, there's no mirrors. It's just Karen. I like those kind of people. Some people think they're hard to deal with. I appreciate them. They say exactly what's on their mind. You're never guessing when it comes to a Karen. This kind of Karen, anyway. Troy meets up with her. He says before he gets there, he says in the car he loves his mom, but he can't stand her. I get it. In the in the confessional, they put Troy and his mama in the confessional together, and he's like, "We have a love hate relationship." And Karen said, "I got some weed. You want to smoke?" I was so tickled. She was like, "Oh, he know I be high as hell." Oh God, you gotta love Karen. Troy pulls up on her on some street corner, and he's asking her where Vaughn is. And she was like, "I don't know. He's 26 and I don't keep up with grown people. I don't look for grown people." And I don't know why Troy is trying to make this her fault. Like, he's 26 now. She probably wasn't the best mother. I can't see Karen just being the loving mother. One of her sons is dead. Nobody cares how much of a toll that took on her. The other one just did a lot of time in prison. Nobody cares how much of a toll that took on her. I think she's just given up on raising young men. Like, I feel like she feels like a failure at it. So why keep on doing it? At 26, he isn't dead. He is not in jail. It is up to him to want to live better than his two brothers. Um, and at 26, don't get me wrong, he still needs a little guidance, but that's where his older brother comes in. Karen is over it. She lost a son. That does something to people. She lost that man 16 years ago. She did her best with what she had. And a lot of people don't believe that, but sometimes people don't have what you think they have. Everybody has trauma. And Karen looks and act like she's been through a lot of trauma. Nobody cares about it. All they can see is that she's lost a son, she lost another one to prison, and she's not doing anything for this 26-year-old man. Anyway, Karen says she don't look for grown people. And okay, we can't fault her for that. They get into a convo some kind of way about Karen disrespecting Zaria. Because Troy was like, you don't know where I'm at if you don't call me. Troy, you're 30. Okay? You'll be fine. You can call your mama. Um, they get into this little confrontation, not a confrontation, but it's back and forth about her disrespecting Zaria and him telling her she just needs to be quiet and keep her mouth closed. And um, I that's just not how it works. Like I'm just not in the business of disrespecting anybody's mom. If I'm dating somebody or married to somebody and I don't like their mom, I'll just be quiet. Like I just was not raised that way. I'll just be like, she's not gonna put her hands on me or anything, but words are words. I'm not gonna disrespect. I'm not gonna go against the way my mother raised me to disrespect nobody else's mom unless she put her hands on me. He was like, well, I'm going to go. Troy decides he's going to leave. I'm going to go find Vaughn. She was like, okay, I'm getting ready to go have me a cocktail. You got to love her. You got to. So sometime later, Troy and his sister Jackie go pick up their brother Vaughn to go to their other brother's gravesite. He's been dead 16 years. He took 6 in the chest and 1 in the back. They all share this emotional moment, and I'm hoping that this helps Vaughn want to do better. But he's got to want it. Karen can't want it for him, Jackie can't want it for him, and Troy can't want it for him. Vaughn has to want better. And he's 26. He's not going to make the best decision, but this is the time to get on the right track. We get over here to Justine and Michaels. Y'all know I only got a paragraph of notes for them because I don't really care. We take a break from the wedding conversation to talk about Michael's daughter, Melody. He's taking her driving. Melody cannot drive to save her life, but she's gonna get better at it. She's so cute. I love her. Um, Now Michael's dragging this fight that she got in, and we talked about this in episode 11. It's episode 14. Like I think she got it. She knows that fighting is the right thing to do, but she's not about to let nobody play in her face. And I get it. And she basically says that she was taken up for her autistic brother, who is Justine's son. She's only been living with him a year, but she is taking her role as his sister very seriously. She said people were picking on him knowing that he's autistic, and she had to do what she had to do. He's right about the laws changing when she turned 18. She's about to be 18. She can face some serious time for what she did. But again, she wasn't going to let nobody play with her brother. I think she got the point a few episodes back. She gets, kind of emotional here. But he's saying, like, I don't want you to go through what I've been through. He said, I'm on parole till 2042. What? 2042? That's like 20 years of parole. You might as well just finish your sentence. I wouldn't even be driving right now. I'd be scared to run a stop sign. So, Melody believes her anger comes from her dad being incarcerated, not being there. Anyway, sometime later, Michael and Justine are still talking about this wedding versus barbershop. She says she'll compromise, but not on her dress, not on a nice venue. And she wants the wedding to be in 6 months. That's all I got for them. I think that's everybody. I think I covered everybody. They did not have Bianca and what's his face on there. Daniel. They didn't have Daniel and Bianca this time. I noticed that. I don't know why they're doing that, but they don't put everybody in every episode. So it is what it is. Let me know in the comments if y'all think Brooke is pregnant. If y'all think Kiana did it. If y'all think Karen should be doing more for this 26-year-old son of hers. And if y'all think Zaria is wrong for not wanting Troy to go without her. That's a good one. Yeah. That's all I want. That's all I got. I'm not editing this video so y'all can get me raw and uncut. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.